Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of Damo's Workshop. This week I'm going to be showing you how to create the infamous rainwater pipe or R.W.P Bond. Now this bond is used in real world situations for bonding guardrails, bonding rainwater pipes, drain pipes, cast iron, things like that. Anything that you can't physically drill into and tap because it's got water. Sometimes they're used for bonding gas pipes, for copper pipes that are within flashover distance of a lightning conductor, and we need to bond them to equalize the potential current between the two to prevent that dangerous arc and that dangerous flashover. So today I'm going to be running through how to make one of those. Fortunately, my client wasn't very happy with me filming on his site, so today we're just going to do it outside in the workshop. I've got a piece of plastic pipe which is going to represent our rainwater pipe or our handrail. I've got some flat 25°3 aluminium bare conductor which we're going to use to create our bond. We've got our 2-plate R.W.P clamp which we're going to use, so yeah, we'll get straight into it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do to make our R.W.P bond and create our R.W.P bond is make sure we've got the right materials and the right conductor. We've got the right tools to hand, so that's the first thing you want to do. Also, safety first guys, if you're doing any drilling, any cutting, gloves, goggles, we've got some decent goggles, gloves. Handy thing to have when creating an R.W.P bond and any type of wraparound bond really is get yourself one of these guys. It's a fabric tape measure, fantastic for wrapping around. You can do them with a standard tape measure, but you get a bit tricky because a standard tape measure is a bit more rigid. These are a cloth based, so you can get a much more accurate measurement with them. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure our item that we're bonding, so whether it's a pipe or a handrail, and we're going to take our tape all the way around, pull it as tight as we can. Now, according to my eyesight, that is 179 millimeters. So that's the circumference of our pipe, and that's what we need to create with our wraparound bond. So now we know our measurement. We're going to dismantle our R.W.P bond. We're going to take one of the plates. I'm going to use this plate to mark our conductor. So first thing we do, place it on our edge wherever we need our first section. Stanley knife, pencil. I find a Stanley knife's better, you get a much more accurate mark. We're just going to score the tape nice and gently so we have our mark there. I'm going to take a pencil, place that plate back on our mark, and we're just going to mark the centre of the hole inside the plate. So now we should have something that looks like that. We're then going to take our fabric tape again, place it on our mark where our plate ended, like so, and measure, small score again, 179 millimeters. Just put another score on that. Once we've done that, we know where our score mark is. We're going to take our plate again and place that onto our score mark, and then this time we're going to score at the top, the bottom, and we're going to mark our centre line again. So now you should have something that looks a bit like this. Centre line marked, score line, circumference of our item to be bonded, whether it's a pipe, whether it's handrail, guardrail, and then we've got our second markings for our second plate and our centre holes. Now this section now is where we're going to drill these two centre holes so that they line up. In good old Blue Peter fashion, here's one I made earlier. So now we've got our holes drilled into our conductor, what we need to do is we need to put a bend on our score marks so that when we wrap our conductor around our item to be bonded, these two lines are going to meet and are going to line up so we can get our bolt through them to clamp it down. So I want to give a massive shout out here to a former colleague of mine many moons ago, to a gentleman called Jason Sargent, who invented these fantastic things. Now these are R.W.P tools. Now they're quite unique, and they were made by Jason, and they are designed perfectly for putting right angles into conductors, 25-3 conductors like this. So what I want to do with these, you can use mole grips, you can use a square clamp if you're in the industry and you know how to do these. Yeah, but I like these because these get me a nice right angle bend. So what we're going to do is slide our R.W.P tool onto our conductor where we want our bend. I'm simply just going to bend, and that there gives us a nice right angle bend on our conductor, exactly where we want it. And we're going to do this one in the same way, and nice right angle bend there, exactly where we want it. Now we should have our conductor. It looks a little something like this, and we can then use this and to wrap around our item to be bonded. So in this case, we're going to use this piece of pipe. We're just going to bend nice and slowly around until the two items meet. And there you go. As you can see, our holes line up, and we can now get our clamp through this mark. Now if this were a real world situation, what we'd want to do is want to put a little bit of contacts conductor grease in between there and between our item to be bonded and this. It's also worth noting at this point, if your item to be bonded, whether it be guardrail, whether it be a rainwater pipe, if it's got paint on it, you want to scrape that paint off around where your bond is going to be situated. We want a good metal to metal connection to make sure this bond has got good electrical continuity with the item that you're actually bonding. So once we've got that in place, we've got our paint off, we've put our grease on, we're now going to put our plates on. So it's worth noting as well, on these R.W.P bonds, they've got a slightly beveled edge on one side of the plates. Now these beveled edges are designed to go up against your right angles, so that when you clamp down, it actually tightens the bond and it pulls the tape nice and tight on itself. So we can now put these two together like so. Grab our socket and begin to tighten. And then we take our rear nut and spring washer, place that on the other side. There we go, get that started, careful don't cross thread. And there we have a very nice, very tight wraparound bond. No need for drilling, no need for tapping. And if this is a rainwater pipe or a gas pipe, you've not punctured it, you've not breached it, and that is very tight, and that then can connect back to our air termination system, and is we've equalised the potential current between these two conductors, and we've mitigated the risk of that flashover. That's it, guys. That is a standard R.W.P bond. I hope you found this video informative. Like I say, I'm hoping in the coming weeks we're going to be able to do some live on-site works and share them with you, but for now, that's us. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Leave us a comment, subscribe if you can, and if you think there's any more topics or anything you want me to cover, then please, by all means. leave me a comment, send me a private message, get in touch. Thanks again guys, see you on the next one.